Everyone is passionate about something, whether it's comics or Pokemon, movies, or your favorite sport. In this podcast, we talk about many things. Mostly, we delve into comics and comic-related subjects. Come with us and find out if you're in love with a nerd.
God, I'm in love with a nerd.
Hello, everybody! Welcome back to You're in Love with a Nerd. I'm Travis, and this is Jen.
Hi.
Hey, you said hi this time instead of just waving.
Better?
Now you've done both.
Now I'm a little bit more awake.
Good job. Good night, everybody.
That's it. Show's over.
That's what I've been trying to get all the time. Now that we've done it, we're done.
Just to get me to say hi?
Yeah, forever.
I said hi last time. It was just late and slow.
You're right. You usually say hi and wave at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Did you read anything interesting since the last time we recorded? 20 minutes ago?
20 minutes ago. So, one of the things that we've been spreading the good word of Saga. And we got a few more people to read Saga.
Saga, what's that?
Yeah. And the book you're in denial of.
Denial?
Yeah.
So it's an Egyptian book?
I am going to kick you.
No.
It's going to require an awful lot of work.
That'll make a lot of noise.
It will. It's going to require a lot of work, and it's going to be editing, and it's going to be worth it.
Is it?
It might.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't have anything to throw at you that isn't Lion Cat.
Mm.
But we've been convincing people to read Saga, and so I've been rereading Saga.
Very cool. What was the prompt that got you rereading it, though?
Oh, food on the cover.
So the prompt was food on the cover.
Yeah.
And so we should have brought it in here so we could put it on the camera. But
Yeah, it's in the bedroom because I've been reading in there. It's the one with Hazel nursing on the cover.
So
The boob is the food.
yeah.
Yeah, I could feel the eye roll coming from the UK because I think Ads is from the UK, and she was like, "Girl," I was like, "Okay, fair. I'm still gonna count it, but yeah, fair." It was a stretch, just a little bit of a stretch. It's Hazel's food
Hear that, everybody? Boobs count.
as food. If you're a baby, she's a baby
They just count.
in everything.
For everything, yeah.
Boobs are just everything.
Yeah.
I remember that, like, for the first 10 years we were together, every time we asked you what you wanted for your birthday, you'd be like, boobs. I'm like, God damn it, I'm gonna buy you fake boobs.
And now I have boobs.
And now you have boobs.
I have my own. I want better boobs.
I love you. God, I don't know why the kids don't listen to our podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. Why would anybody listen to this podcast?
I don't know. I listen to it. I find you entertaining.
Oh yeah?
I do.
Somebody's got to.
Right. It'd be however long we've been together if it wasn't 20 years. Yeah, we've been together 20 years. Because the kid will be 25 in December. So in October, it'll be 21. Because they were 4 when we got together.
Yeah.
And then so if it's 20, then we've been married for 15. See, that's why we had to wait, so that I could math.
So
It had to be nice round numbers.
Yeah. Good job.
I keep track of how old I am based on the kid, too, because they're 24, which means I'm 45 right now.
God, you're old, dude.
Younger than your baby brother. By like a month, but it counts.
Like boobs.
Like boobs.
Heyo!
But our topic is not boobs today.
Although now I'm going to call it back every chance I get.
Is that the title to the episode? Boobs?
Yeah.
God,
It'll be our blue episode.
I don't get it.
Blue, it's the term for when you go lowbrow, like dick and fart jokes.
Is blue?
Yeah. Blue humor, kind of sexual.
I would just think of it like Picasso, like blue period, like where you always are obsessed with one thing. I
Yes.
guess I've been thinking of that differently.
Oh, yeah, you were wrong.
I usually am.
Well, you also have the blues, which is not necessarily sexual.
Like the music?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's more like she's putting poison in my coffee. Da-da-da-da.
Do it again. Do it again.
No, put poison in in your coffee. That's what you
Well,
want me to do again.
I mean, you start putting poison in my coffee, I'm gonna start doing that book thing with the fingernail shaving, so you'll love me forever.
That
That horrible love spell
that
book.
horrible book that you got from your sister.
Yeah, she found it somewhere and was like, "This needs to not be on the shelves," and so she bought it at like a consignment store and gave it to us so that we could destroy it. And then I started reading them and I was like, "Oh my god! Like this book is pure evil. Like who the fuck shaves their fingernails into somebody? That is messed up."
Yeah, that's how you get the blues, man. I'm wearing a blue tie today.
Oh yeah, there
It's
you
got-
go. You were thematic.
Yeah, it's got. Yeah, I could tell the future. I knew we were going to do this. I didn't just see it in my bag of costume and decide to wear it. Well,
I mean, in all fairness-
I was going to be dressed as a pirate, but I couldn't find my shirt.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's gonna have a false beard and
Oh, good god.
eye patch.
You gonna be the knowledge bomber next time?
Sure, why
Just
not?
do a whole
No,
bunch of like
'cause
random facts.
I'd have to wear different headphones.
Oh yeah, you can't do the whole like helmet thing, huh?
Yeah, I'll just put the headphones on the outside of my helmet, and you'll have to talk really loud.
Just yell at you.
I'll have to crank the volume up on my channel
There you go. That sounds like a nightmare.
to the point where it's just like
Can you
picking up
put your
in the
headphones on
microphone.
under your headphones? Nope.
If I had like earbuds or something. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh. I don't know how big the helmet is.
Oh, it's it's this big because it's a Darth Vader helmet.
Yeah.
It's literally on the other side of this curtain, but I'm not going to get it
No,
because it's
that would
also
be a
in a
lot of
bag.
work. That'd be a lot of work.
Yeah.
In my grandpa's bowling bag.
It makes the greatest costume bag.
I used to wear. I'd get in trouble, and because I would empty it out and use it as a purse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love bowling ball prep bags so much. And he's got like the really old fashioned ones because, and so after Papa died, it would be in his closet and I would empty everything out and I'd keep it safe. It's not like I was just rolling his bowling ball down the hallway or anything, but like I'd put it all in a safe space and then I'd take his bag and use it. Like, and grandma would get so mad at me. Be like, stop emptying out his bowling bag. I was like, he's not using it. And then I'd feel guilty because she'd be like, that's not funny. And I'm like, it's a little bit funny. Grandpa would have found it funny.
Yeah.
My sister didn't know. So growing up, Papa was Catholic,
Papa
right?
was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah, Papa was Catholic, but his family was one of the homesteaders, right? They came from Slovenia or Slovakia, Eastern Europe, and did the whole like plant your flag, got 650 acres in Colorado, but he grew up with like stories like Baba Yaga and like things like that. And anytime we went into the forest, like when we would go camping, Grandpa would always put at least some of his food on, like he wouldn't eat it all. Like he'd pour one out for his homies kind of thing. And he'd always leave a little bit of food every time we ate while camping. And my sister didn't remember it. And she was like, you used to do that? And I was like, yeah. She's like, but he was Catholic. I was like, he still didn't want to fuck with Leslie or Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we used to always like leave food out for he claimed it was for the animals. And like, so I didn't necessarily associate it with gods at the time.
Yeah.
But like looking back now, knowing all the things that I know, yeah, he was setting stuff aside so that Leslie didn't fuck with us while we were camping.
Nice.
Yeah.
We always had a tradition that every time you left if you crossed a field, you had to take a rock out.
Oh, okay.
But that was just because my grandfather was a farmer.
Yeah. He was a farmer or a rancher?
That detail was always like hazy. I don't know.
That was not in the
difference.
pamphlet?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
We
I
had
thought you had cows.
Yeah, we had a ton of cows.
But he also raised food too.
Yeah, well, he raised
I
food
mean, cow
for
is
the cows.
food, but yeah, cows are food.
Yeah, yeah. we had well, we had like he had 500 acres that we worked on,
Right.
and so a lot of it the cows were just wandering around, but there was a lot of fields that were set aside to grow the food for the cows.
Oh, okay.
So we were pretty self-contained.
That's kind of cool.
Had a creek that ran through it, and so they always had water. We baled hay into those huge round bales.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The haystacks or whatever.
And that's how I learned how to drive a stick on the side of a hill
Without
on a
brakes,
flatbed.
right?
No, mine had brakes.
Oh, yours didn't start. You had to push it down the
no,
hill
no,
to get it
no.
going.
That was the dump truck that you're
Oh my
thinking of.
God.
The dump truck didn't have a starter.
Did you have any cars that weren't broken?
Well, they were all pretty old.
Well, yeah. That stuff's
Um,
expensive, though. Like, those
yeah.
John Deere tractors are millions of dollars. Like, they're so expensive.
Yeah. I don't know if we ever had John Deere. We had a lot of Fords and Internationals and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we had a big cat that we used to
It's awesome.
just run over trees with. So our forest deities were probably pretty pissed at us.
Probably.
But we never got eaten by anything, so
That's good. It would suck to get eaten by something.
yeah. We had bear up there and wolves and coyotes and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what was in Colorado because it was all like desert land. Like there were cactus and stuff. We didn't have a lot of like green hills and things like that.
Mm.
And I don't know. I don't even remember what town it was in, but it was close to Colorado Springs because that's where they all kind of moved to.
Yeah.
That's where his sister lived, and yeah.
But before I sidetracked you, we kind of were on the subject that we were going to talk about today.
Yeah, a little bit. That's more magical, but we were going to talk about cryptids and like all of those fun. I love cryptid stories. Like I think it's fascinating.
But what's your favorite cryptid? See if the viewers at home can guess.
It's Mothman.
It's Mothman.
No, my favorite cryptid is actually a Loch Ness monster.
You should have brought Nessie out.
Oh yeah, I remember when I used to take Nessie everywhere. We haven't taken Nessie in a while, but we haven't been really going to new places lately.
Yeah.
The pandemic
weird
kind of
thing
put
that-
everything. But I used to take a Loch Ness monster with us, and we always had to take a Nessie picture at every new place we went to. That's like my entire Instagram. I've started like kind of transferring it over to a bookstagram or whatever they're called.
Bookstagram.
Yeah, but I haven't posted anything. It's all just Nessie pictures of like all the cool places we've been with the Nessie, which has been a lot of fun. And the kids used to do it with they started bringing stuffed animals. Like we have Happy pictures in Florida, and
Yeah.
but like Nessie, she's still in the bedroom and she goes everywhere we go. We just don't take pictures anymore because like there's not a lot of new places left. We need to put like a scrapbook together
Of just the
Nessie places. Like
yeah.
I mean, it would almost be like I'd buy somebody's book like that. If I put together like a Nessie book that was like a picture of Nessie and then a brief like this is what we did and where we went, like I'd buy that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, project. I'm gonna make a book.
I
That's as
just-
far
I-
as that idea is gonna go.
Yeah.
Like my Mercy Thompson book.
You'll get it done someday.
No, I won't. I still have my half-started stone book. I think I just got kind of, I don't know, dissuaded when I put all that work into making a tarot deck, sent it out to so many places, and they were like, yeah, no. And then I look at like, a year later, there's like 800 stone tarot decks all coming out, and they're not pretty. And
Yeah.
I like mine, and I don't know. But just need to like kickstart it or something now that
Yeah.
like technology's kind of caught up.
There you go. Get it done.
Yeah, there we go. But I am a big Loch Ness Monster fan. I like the theories, and even the fake stuff. Like I just find that whole thing super fascinating Because even when it's not real, even when you know those pictures are fake, like the Bigfoot pictures and the Nessie stuff, like those things still become part of your
Are
culture.
you saying that the Bigfoot pictures are fake?
That one is, yeah.
Which one?
The one of the dude that was like talking about how he did it. Remember the guy in the suit was like,
No,
yeah, that's me.
That was a CIA cover-up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But it still becomes so ingrained in part of the culture. And I think that's really cool. I want to go to Loch Ness and I want to see the, hell, we were going to move to Inverness when we were like, screw this. I can't get a teaching job. Let's go big and leave the country. But I think that's just, I don't know. I think it's neat. I think that being an identity thing, like Scotland's national animal is a unicorn. Like, that's just cool.
Yeah.
And so I like that just kind of becomes their thing. The Highlands are so big and vast that we still have dinosaurs. Fuck you. Like, how do you top that?
Have you seen the footage that they did recently where they stuck that old Bigfoot footage into a program, and it did the thing that was popular on YouTube for a while that like centered the camera on the object.
Oh, okay.
So that it was like still or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
Oh. Yeah. It's it smoothed out the actual quote unquote Bigfoot.
Yeah. Huh.
And definitely made it look like a dude in a suit.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting to a point now where it's a lot harder to fake that kind of stuff. Because, like, even looking back, like, the little girl from England who cut out pictures of fairies in her fucking storybooks.
Yeah.
And, like, everybody believed that shit. Like...
Well, because how can you fake a photo? That's impossible.
Yeah, and then now we've got people that are taking pictures underwater and crap, making it look like they fly. And we've come so far technology-wise that it's really easy to fake it, but at the same time, it's really hard to make a fake that people believe.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I could do that too.
It's funny, though, because you look back and you look, and they were doing that shit from the start of photography.
Of course they were.
They
Because
immediately
people are
figured out-
people.
Yeah.
People are people. There's nothing new.
Like,
they were
"Look at
doing it
this."
with drawings, and now they're like, hey, I could take my drawings and make them in pictures.
Yeah. Look at me. I took a picture of this skeleton that I was hanging out with.
Yeah.
We had some coffee.
Right. Like, it's just that's the nature of people.
Yeah.
You got people that are doing it for fun reasons, and you got people that are doing it to make a buck, and people that are doing it just for fame. Like, that's just how that works.
I like I like the old pranksters though.
Yeah.
That would fake pictures of like taking their heads off and stuff.
Yeah, those are so neat to me. Like, because those are hard. Like, I can do it with a computer, and that's less impressive. Like, knowing that I could do it. Now, I've seen some that are phenomenal and I couldn't be that good, but a basic, yeah. But when you look back to those early ones during the early 1900s and they're doing it, like, that is effort.
They had to figure out how to like double expose.
And
and
angles and, like, it was complicated and really cool. And so I love looking at those old pictures. But then, like, have you ever looked at the pictures? Is it Ipswich? Is that where the fairies were from? I don't remember where. I just remember it was England,
like
but yeah, it was a little girl in England. Ipswich is like a big city, though, isn't it? Isn't that just part of London?
Yeah.
I think so.
It just makes me think of that old, it's in the parrot episode of Monty Python.
Right.
Well, it's a palindrome. Oh, it's not?
That's funny. But, like, have you ever seen him?
The fairy pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they look, like, you look at that and you're like, how did anybody fall for that? Like, I can see the cutout. Like, if you look at one of them, you can see the little stick holding it up. And
yeah, but people were probably looking at reproductions of it.
Oh, so all that stuff would have been blurry. And...
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Reprinted in the newspaper. So
and that quality
you could barely tell what a person was anyway.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense. But I was like, how did they even think that was real? Like, you can obviously tell it's a kid posing with their dolls. They didn't think the dolls were tiny people. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of difference between the actual original photos, because those were those old plates that were
Yeah.
done with like mercury and shit. So
Yeah.
it was super detailed. But then you take that and you reproduce it into a newspaper or magazine of some kind. Those penny books and
that
stuff.
makes sense. Like if I get a picture published in the newspaper, it's almost the same quality, just black and white. So that I guess I didn't think of it in terms of old newspaper printings.
Yeah, even as recent as like the 70s and 80s, the photos you find in newspapers were pretty shitty.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Because it was all this like that dot matrix.
Printers, yeah, reprinting it was the problem. Not the photo itself, but the reprinting it. That makes sense. I saw a great thing on Twitter, that was a picture of like an old picture that we used to take where they have eyes. And somebody's like, why is everybody's eyes red in the photos? And then the person told the kid, they were like, oh, that's because of the great demon uprising of the 1980s. I was like, fuck yeah.
Which, that was
the real satanic panic.
The satanic panic that the media reported on was a false flag
by the CIA.
By the CIA to cover up the actual
demon uprising of the 1980s. And then they it was a video, and so like they had the little statement, and then like it just did the intro to Supernatural, so it was like, carry on. And I was like, fucking hell, yes, I need that. I want to be old, and I want to live in a nursing home, and I want to tell these stories like they were actually true. Like that is my life goal. Is I want to be the old lady, like, remember when the demons came?
But
if I can't eat children. If I can't go eat children with Hannah, I want to be Hannah and I. We could just hang out. Okay, so there's a big age difference, so I will be old way before Hannah. But Hannah can come visit me and encourage me. And then we can talk about like our slaying days and remember when we were at the bog and like pretend like ESO was real. And that's what I want in life. I want to go so crazy that I believe that crap. I don't want to be a danger to anybody.
You want to be those old sketches that I used to do with Gramps, the puppet?
Yeah, that's what I want to be. I want to be like, remember when the demons came? And that is my goal. I want to be I want to be Gran from Once and Future in my retirement home.
Do it. Let's just do skits of that. Get you a slightly whiter wig. And
fuck you, my hair is purple. I spent a lot of time making it purple. Piss off. The person that helped me at Hot Topic, I was like talking about it, and I was like, I want to do purple, and they were like, is that for you? And I was like, yeah, I'm on medical leave, so I can do fun colors. And they were like, yeah, but this brand is not going to cover your gray hair. And I was like, okay. And they were like, you're okay with that? And I'm like, purple hair with white sticking through? Fuck yeah, I'll be Rogue. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get the Rogue stripe or something.
Don't be Rogue.
No, but the hair would be cool.
Because then I'd have to be Gambit.
And the problem with that is, oh yeah, I don't want you to be Gambit.
Fling myself from the highest tree.
Well, and I'm one of those people that's aware enough and know that just because they are my book boyfriends does not mean I ever want to meet one of them in real life. Like, even if you take the least problematic of them all, Batman, right? Like, which is saying something that he's the least problematic. He's still a piece of shit. He still exploits children and sends 8-year-olds out to fight the fucking Joker.
Yeah. Killer Croc and...
Yeah, like, what the hell, man? But, yeah. So, no. I am with it enough to know just because I find it cool in a book, I do not want them anywhere near me. Like, no thank you. Nope.
All right.
So, yeah, you can't be Gambit. In real world, in my books, I want Gambit. In the real world, I want Kronk. Okay?
You want Kronk?
I want Kronk.
Squeak 'em.
Do it again. But I thought it was funny though, like when the kids were laughing because they were like, pick a character in this, pick a character in that, and they did Emperor's New Groove, and I'm like, Kronk. And then they looked at you and started laughing and drawing the comparisons between you and Kronk.
There are no comparisons between me and Kronk.
You made me a steak with a tea gravy because I thought it might be good.
All right.
You just said squeaker squeakums. And you make your own theme songs. You're doing a podcast just because I was bored on medical leave. And you are Kronk, honey. I love you.
Am I?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You're Kronk. And I'm okay with that. But does that make me Yzma?
Well, Kronk wasn't into Yzma,
No. He just, yeah, I guess that's true.
although Yzma was Eartha Kitt, so.
You're into Yzma? Is that our new Halloween costume? Kronk and Yzma.
Sure.
I mean, fair. Nobody wants to see me naked except for you. So,
I'd
fair.
have to really work on my upper body, though. I could just be retired Kronk.
Retired Kronk. Yzma already was retired Yzma. Can I be kitty cat Yzma?
Yeah, Cat Yzma,
Kitty cat Yzma.
who played Catwoman, so, you know.
I always forget about that. That she was Yzma. I don't know. We laugh at how often we quote that constantly. I'm gonna turn into a cow. Can I go home? It's like my favorite line. And why do we even have that lever?
Yeah.
It's a good movie that we need to watch more often.
We quoted at work a lot, too.
Yeah.
So, monsters.
Monsters. You should tell your story
What story?
about the Paisley Gremlin.
What's a Paisley Gremlin?
What do you mean?
So,
Your very own cryptid that you saw in the Tri-Cities.
I may or may not have chased a cryptid around Finley, primarily. Used to hang out with a questionable group of individuals where we were barely old enough to drive, and we would just be hanging out and slamming a lot of whiskey and.
So, okay, so like the seniors would take the freshmen to the Finley Ghost, and it was like this spot.
The Finley Ghost.
You didn't do the Finley Ghost?
No.
Oh, God. Okay, so there's this spot in Finley that is a pond, kind of. It's not where we used to go riding. It's down by like Two Rivers, kind of.
Okay.
And it's like by the irrigation stuff. And if you go to a certain spot at a certain time, the irrigation pump kicks on and the bubbles come up.
I know where you're
right?
talking about.
Yeah, there. And so seniors would take freshmen and say it's a ghost. And they would be like, start telling the story. And you had to time it perfectly. And you start telling the story and then the pump kicks on. But you can't hear the pump because it's far enough away that the bubbles just come. And then the kids scream and they shit themselves. And it's great fun. Growing up in a rural community, your definition of fun is a bit skewed.
Yeah.
But, so when you were out doing was it...
Well, we would always start.
She keeps falling.
Yeah, you need to reposition her or something.
Yeah, I keep bumping her.
We'd always start at Ray's house, and then we'd always get a hankering to go down to the boat docks.
Oh, like it was over there? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I knew that because
we'd
I was
start out-
across the river when I
We'd
saw
start
it.
out over on the other side of the tracks, and hop in their old '61 Chevy pickup and drive down to the boat docks in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started out just the two of us. We just wanted to go down to the docks in the middle of the night at one time.
I used to do that all the time.
So we went down there and we were hanging out, and then this weird crap would start happening. Like the water would just get like really wavy, but there wasn't any like barges going by or boats or anything.
Yeah.
And then we saw this thing swimming around in the river, and all we could see was like a head, and no idea what it was because it was in the middle of the night. We didn't have any flashlights.
Well, and we have beavers and we have otters and we have there's any number of things it could have been.
Yeah, and we at first we just thought it was like an otter or something, but we thought it was really weird that it showed up right after the water
wave
started
thing,
doing
yeah.
weird shit. So we would keep coming back to try and catch it, And
And then you did.
well, we never caught it. There was a time when we were down there and we saw the thing in the water, and then we thought ahead to bring. We had flashlights and machetes, and like running around in the wooded area next to the boat docks and everything. And we saw this thing that was as big as a dog, but it was like smooth. And then we got all scared and ran away or whatever and drove back to Ray's house. And I don't know, we saw this thing a few times. And I was explaining it to another friend of mine from Bellingham. And and he's like, oh, like a gremlin. And I was like, oh yeah, kind of a gremlin. And I don't remember if he dubbed it or if we dubbed it a gremlin. I think we ended up calling it a gremlin before I was like, yeah, we saw this thing. It's a gremlin. And he's like, oh yeah, and you weren't quite sure what it was, like a paisley. And then we dubbed it the paisley gremlin. And that was like, I used that as like my online identity for quite a while. I was
Yeah.
always known as the paisley gremlin and blah blah blah.
And it was interesting because, like, we talk about it, and because I love that kind of thing. I love that story. Like, I've heard it
Yeah.
so many times, and I still get super excited every time you tell it because I love that story. And then I remember years and years later, the Mercy Tompkin book came out where they went to the Columbia River. So, same river because it was a snake river, right? The one that's right there, that's the snake.
Well, the part that we were at was the
The Columbia.
Columbia.
Okay.
But
I always
it was
forget,
right
but
next to where the snake and
and
the
the
Columbia come together.
Columbia is the one that wraps around like by Stonehenge and
Yeah.
right. Okay, so they were there and they went on their honeymoon,
Hmm.
and these two fae started acting up and causing problems because they accidentally released a monster or something, and they were the Otterkin, and the way they described them, it sounded like the Paisley Gremlin, and I was just like, "Oh my god, was it a native thing? Like, because we're in native land, like this, the Kennewick used to live here, and you've got the Yakima that would come back and forth throughout the whole area, and so like we had so many tribes right here." And so, did you see the native thing? Like, did you see the fucking Otterkin? and and so I never really thought anything about it until I drove to my friend's house to go pick up the dream catcher that she made because she was Inuit, right? Inuit. And she made a really cool dream catcher for my cousin's boy when he was born. And so I went to go pick it up. It was like middle of the night, like midnight. And I'm driving exactly where you saw him, but in Pasco when he fucking crossed the street to go get into the river. I'm just like, what the fuck was that? So I get home and I tell you what I saw, like this weird dog-like thing, but like with a cat head, but the size of like a German Shepherd and like sleek, not like there's no way that had fur. You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
it was like more like a snake, smooth than fuzzy fur.
Yeah.
Like it didn't.
Like an otter fur.
Yeah, like
It was-
otter, or yeah, like, and I guess kind of looked like an otter, but taller, longer legs, and like I don't know, just not what I expected to see. Come home and describe it to you like I'm going crazy. What the hell did I see? And you're like, you saw the Paisley Gremlin.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking hell, I saw the Paisley Gremlin. It's my first cryptid. I was so excited, and now I want to go. I want to like travel the world. This is where you and I, the one thing that we differ on, like philosophically. Everything else is very similar. Like our interests are different, obviously, but like we're very similar, the same person. Except if I had $1 million, I would travel. I would not $1 million because we need more than that now. But if I had Jeff Bezos' money, I would not have a house. Like maybe have a house like where our stuff could be, but I would never be there. I would be traveling the world. I want to go look for Mothman and his disappearing penis. I want to go look in the swamps and see what I see, and I want to go look for Nessie. And I don't necessarily want to do like a monster hunter kind of thing where like I'm going deep into the bush and stuff, but like I want to go to Inverness, sit on the banks of Loch Ness. Like, dude, that's Nessie's space. Because I'd just cry if I actually saw one of these, but I don't know, I think it would just be different. Whereas you'd be very content to just build everything here and have everything come to us. I want to go. I want to see everything.
I mean, if you had unlimited resources, it'd be
very different.
It'd be great to have a base of operations and then just travel.
Yeah, that's what I would want to do.
But always have a place to come back to.
But I want to go where the people are, and you don't.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go to Dubai, and I want to go to Cairo, and I want to go to New Orleans. I don't want to do Mardi Gras, but like the places I want to go are crowded, and like I want to go where the people are. I don't want to talk to the people. I don't want them to acknowledge me, but I want to be there.
And I don't like people.
I know, and you don't. You want to go to like the high, like you, I don't know, not climb Everest, but you know that kind of away from everything. You want to go get lost in the Everglades kind of thing. Whereas I want to go, I don't know.
Yeah.
Meet a voodoo guy. I don't know.
Go hang out with the swamp ape or the skunk ape. That's what he's called.
Is he a skunk ape?
Yeah, the smelly one that's down south.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I always thought he was swamp, so yeah. Huh.
I always thought it would be cool. I used to see people with like tattoos that was just the outline of the state.
Yeah.
I wanted to get one of those, but then like have little markers of the different like cryptids or whatever is in that area. Like the middle of the state could have a UFO.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And you'd have Bigfoot there, and then we could have the Paisley Gremlin down where we are.
That would be cool. Make like a big book, like have like a big map where like every state is like as we go to the states and see the things, like you can add like stickers over there. Have you ever seen those? Like it's an outline and then you put the stickers on where you go. Have like the sticker of the UFOs and I want to go, and we could do this one, but I want to go to the flying fucking jellyfish.
Yeah.
Like, is it Tacoma?
I think so.
Somewhere over there. It might be more Olympic Peninsula because they're rainforests. They need the water because they're jellyfish. But so I think it's more Olympia, like that area. But you go out into I want to go there. I want to figure out what the heck they're talking about and go where the flying jellyfish, the forest jellyfish. I want to go see forest jellyfish. We could drive there. Let's do it this summer.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
And then
that's
that can just be your back piece.
Just my state outline of the flying. I want a jellyfish tattoo. That'd be cool. I could get behind that. It's been like a whole 6 months since I've had a tattoo. I want another one.
Yeah.
Poor Katie, though, is really excited about the one that they already drew up. So she drew my Little Mermaid, my last unicorn. So it's got the bull and it's got Lady Amalthea down at the bottom, and it's going to be beautiful. And I'm like, okay, like I want that, and it's going to happen. But what if I got a jellyfish and a cringer and a Dresden riding a fucking T-Rex and like I've got all these others that like she's got that one drawn, and she keeps like hinting like let's do your last unicorn, and I'm like, or I could have.
That's because you're a bad friend.
I just want to be covered. That is my final form.
You're gonna be like that puzzle piece guy from the X-Files?
I don't know that I want my face, because that sounds painful. I can't do my throat, because if Katie cried, no. But apparently Katie says she doesn't sit real well. So I feel like I don't sit real well, but I don't like yell or punch or cry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just very, very aware of the fact that all through childhood, I was told that I was an inconvenience. So I am very aware of me. And I don't want to be a bad tattoo client. I don't want to be a bad hairstylist client. I'm very aware of not being an inconvenience.
And I've never had a tattoo, so I don't know how well I would do.
I don't know.
But I don't know.
You do pretty good like getting blood drawn, and I know it's not the same thing. Because it's a different kind of feeling. But like at the very beginning,
I didn't do very good that one time. We went in and then they were gonna draw my blood, but the only thing I'd had all day was just several cups of coffee.
Oh God, I forgot about that, and you passed out.
Stuck the needle in, and then I just passed out.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
You took all my juice.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I don't know. I think you'd be fine.
Yeah.
I don't.
I like to think that I have a high pain tolerance, but I don't know.
Well,
sustain that over a few hours. I don't.
Oh, but it goes numb.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because like when they did my thighs, I was not prepared for how bad my thighs hurt. Like, I didn't even feel these. This one over, like my cat bus on my arm hurt by my elbow, but not in my elbow. It didn't hurt where it was poking. My hand hurt because it was hitting a nerve. And so I am nervous to get this one done. I may use numbing cream on my left arm because of that surgery. Like, it already cleaned out all the nerve.
It's funny because you're like pointing at your arm and stuff, and I can't see you. But then I look at the monitor to see.
Oh, and I'm like, right here,
yeah, right there.
Yeah, but I'm probably gonna get numbing cream when we do my cringer because I'm a little worried about like how it's gonna feel up against the nerves. Because of my surgery. But like my Constantine, it would go numb. And then like she'd stop and move to a different area. And then I'd be like, oh, fuck you. And then I'd be like, and then it's numb. So like it's an instant like, oh, that hurts. And that's all I would say. It's like, oh my God, I hate you. And then moving on.
So you get past the initial pokey
and then it's like it starts to kind of numb out, like you know what to expect, and then she'll move to a different area and it's like my body forgot what it felt like. And so like every time she'd stop it would hurt again, but not necessarily like, I don't know, the first poke is bad and then it gets better.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And it would be the first poke every time I'd go in. Because, like, I have to do a lot of sittings. You probably won't have to do as many sittings as I do. But my body starts to reject the ink. So even if I'm not having a psoriasis outbreak, she can get an outline done. And then that's pretty much it. At that point, my body starts shaking. She'll put the ink on and it, like, nothing. It won't look like anything. I'll start bleeding. Like, those kind of weird, like, okay, I'm done. And so then we just stop.
Because you're already full of syrup.
Yeah, true.
You can't take any ink when you're full of syrup.
Yeah, but I could do like a whole, like I could dedicate my Constantine leg to be just cryptids, and like let's just do a whole bunch of like cryptid tattoos all down my. It's my monster smut leg.
Monster smut leg.
Do a minotaur, and like for every monster smut book I can go get a tattoo, like you know, you see the people that look like they have stickers on them, like I can go get like a minotaur one when I read my minotaur smut, and a Mothman one, and that like, and they're just regular, like they don't have to be naked or anything. That would be weird.
Oh no, you gotta do like himbo versions of cryptids.
Well, I was just thinking regular because then everybody's going to be like, oh, she really likes cryptids. And then that's going to be the funny part. Right? No, like just a regular old looks normal leg. Like, okay, maybe they're weird, but they're into like paranormal crap. But it's all like, no, the only way you get on my body is if I have read a book with your smut in it. And now I need to find a Nessie smut and like there is Bigfoot smut, but like just have a whole leg of smut tattoos.
There you go.
Down.
But yeah, you got to get them in like himbo. I was working on my monthly comic order, and there was this manga that came up called Pool Boy.
Uh-oh.
And it was as bad as you can imagine. The cover just had this like big ripped guy in a banana hammock, and behind him there was another guy, but he was more of a bear, and it was this BL manga with these two. I think one guy was red and the other guy was blue or something like that.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, it was great.
I love
Robert
weird
just
stuff
happened
like
to
that.
be coming by at the time. I was like, dude, look at this.
I'm doing it. My left leg is going to be my cryptid leg because it'll go with Constantine really well. I got Constantine up here and then cryptid. I'm down with it.
There you go.
That is my new plan. Katie's going to kill. I'm never going to get my last unicorn tattoo. Like, Katie's going to be so mad at you.
You're going to, well, just get that one out of the way, and then you can use that session to talk about what you're gonna do with.
She will be
leg.
totally for that, though.
Yeah.
Like, that, she would be like, okay, we're scrapping everything, and we're doing you a Minotaur tattoo right now.
Uh-huh.
And then I just need to have, like, my little journal that's like, okay, I read a smut with this, and then I was like, and I don't need big ones. Like, just do little ones. Because so I can have room, because I want lots. I want, like, a whole zoo on my leg of cryptids that I've bred having sex. That is so weird. I'm weird. I might need therapy.
Maybe. Are you gonna?
Don't be sad. Go get a tattoo.
You should get the Judge Dredd one that I was talking about, where it's instead of Judge Dredd, it's Dave Grohl, and he's just screaming, "I am the Grohl."
We'll go in and get his and her tattoos. Right? Like, let's go get couple tattoos. So, like, we'll go get a couple tattoo. You can get the real one, and I'll get the Dave Grohl one.
No. I want to get Torquemada.
Yeah.
And I want to get.
But it could be part of your sleeve. Like,
Nemesis.
and then, like, your little tiny Judge Dredd up here.
Yeah.
And then I'll get my matching Judge Dredd in the same spot. And then, yeah, see? My problem is I don't want tattoos on my back because I can't see them. I want tattoos. Like, I don't get tattoos for other people. Like, obviously, it's not for you because you're not even into tattoos. And I probably should have asked before I started, like, not that you get permission, but, like, you know, is it going to bother you if your wife is covered in ink? Like, do you find that repulsive? I probably should have checked first, but I was like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
But these are for me. And so, like, I would be, like, the weird person that, like, the whole, you know, like, they're like, have you seen the TikTok trend where, like, it looks like an angel, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah.
And then they take the shirt off and they're all like.
The only TikTok I ever actually see is when you come out and show me a TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
It's that. And then every once in a while, I'll get off my ass and do a video, and then I'll upload it, and then as it's loading,
you'll scroll through.
I'll see a few, but yeah. Otherwise, I never open TikTok.
Oh, yeah. I don't do it a ton, but like every once in a while, like I'll just be like in between books, or like I don't know what I want to read, or like I'll scroll through it for a while, and then I get sucked down a rabbit hole for like an hour.
Yeah,
and then I won't do it for days, and then I'll get sucked down a rabbit hole for like an hour. I do it more now than I used to, because I'm home more, but I'm less stressed being home.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't have that weird, mindless, like, scrolling through the internet. Whereas at work, when I'd come home from work and be overwhelmed and tired and just work stress, I would do that with TikTok, and it would make it worse. And so...
You just doom scroll on.
Yeah, I would
TikTok.
doom scroll on TikTok and be like, well, at least I'm not that fucker. At least I'm not Ron DeSantis. Like, you know, I mean, bright side. But yeah, Ted Cruz was Ted Cruzing again. Like, you know, that kind of thing. But
my TikTok is, if I do scroll through it, it's primarily just videos of Katie. And then, like, there's this girl that gets on and plays the guitar.
Oh, okay.
She had this really good one that she was pregnant and then like figuring out how to hold it with the
with the baby bump. Yeah.
And then every time she'd get a new guitar, and then it was pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it's
yours seems to be almost more educational than mine. Mine's like,
well, not necessarily educational, but more like just people playing musical instruments, and then Katie.
If mine has a musical instrument in it, they're dressed like a pirate.
Oh yeah.
I'm on Sea Shanty TikTok. I'm on Smutty Book Talk, which I love. It's wonderful. I have one where this lady walks in, and so it's a lady doing her TikToks, and she is a book recommendation. Somebody would be on like, I want a book, and she'd be like, you got to be more specific, and you'd be like, I want a smutty book, and she'd be like, again, you gotta be more specific. And she's like, do you want a bad boy or a good boy? And she'd be like, a bad boy. And I'd be like, all right, do you want a serial killer? No. Do you want a stalker? No, I want a good guy. like taking her down the dark romance.
The dark world of
dark
romance
like
novels.
Dark mafia books and stuff. They can be brutal. I have a hard time with those.
Dark mafia?
Yeah, there's a whole line of books where it's like the mafia guy taking a girl, and so it's like the Sons of Anarchy, right?
Oh,
Like the old lady kind of thing.
Oh.
So he'll decide, be like, you're hot, I want you. So he'll kidnap her and then take her away, and you get your whole like Beauty and the Beast thing, and then they fall in love.
Oh,
Well,
it's
they
so
don't.
romantic that you abducted me.
They don't fall in love. They
Munchausen
fuck.
is hot.
They don't fall in love. They fuck.
Oh.
Like that's your very smutty. You're very like Yes, it's your. Sometimes they do like S&M. Or like they'll do like you start
that shitty Metallica album.
Did I say the wrong thing?
No.
Oh.
I just saw an opportunity to
Okay. I was like,
Metallica.
did I say the wrong word? It's very possible. But yeah, and so you have those kind of like my monster ones, right? Like where you would never want that in your real world, but they do like, serial killer ones where like you're running from the serial killer and you sleep with your FBI agent. Or like just really horrible real world situations. Like that FBI agent should be fired. Like that girl is in a vulnerable place. Why are you doing this? But it's hot, and so we don't care because it's make believe.
Yeah, you can go down a pretty toxic road.
Yeah,
starting that stinking thinking.
Well, and you have to kind of you have to be willing to set that kind of stuff aside and be like, hey, I would never want this. I don't want you to act like the guys in my romance books. Yeah. That is annoying and that is unsafe. And no. And there's still some that I can't do. Like, I can't do the ones where he's so dangerous, even I'm afraid of him. I can't. Geez. I don't find that, like, that sets me off. And I have a hard time with girls
it's
being
so
like,
hot when you set the bedroom on fire.
Yeah, like, he was throwing things and punching walls because he loves me. No.
You can't control the passion.
Right. Like, those I have a hard time with. I don't enjoy those.
Fuck you guys. Sit down.
And I have not crossed into the deviant side of, like, sleeping with family members, like, the whole, like, stepmom thing. Like, I can't do those. And I cannot do age difference. I cannot do the adult and the child, like, or teacher student, like those. There's a few that came out that were that kind of dark.
Or the time traveler that
oh my god, raises his bride. Yeah, no, thank you.
I changed your diaper.
Yeah, that's just weird. And like but for the most part, like I wouldn't want a Mothman lover. That's weird, and I'm not okay with that. But it was fun to read, and it was silly, and one of the sweetest books I've ever read.
Yeah,
it was really sweet. He was shy, and he was a scientist, and he wanted to make the world better for his moths.
His moths.
And so he watched her masturbate a lot. That's kind of the book. Yeah.
Well, as you do.
Yeah, But again, I don't want some dude standing outside my window. But the book was sweet. But no.
What about inside your window?
That sounds like you have a plan, and now I'm scared.
No, I was just countering your points. But yeah.
That's creepy. All right, Edwin. Oh, is that what I kept calling him? The vampire.
Oh yeah.
Edwin.
Calling him Edwin.
I can never remember that guy's name.
I could just sit up on the dresser, just all crouched down.
Oh God.
Wearing that mask behind you.
The llama? Wearing a llama head.
Sure, why not?
No.
All right, I've got a panda bear out and
oh God.
And a sloth. I got
we have so many of those. How did we end up with so many?
Because they're cool.
Yeah, we were kind of just buying them every time we went to Walmart for a while.
Yeah. Because who doesn't want an animal head? Everybody wants to be a furry.
I don't want to be a furry. It sounds hot. Not that kind of hot.
Well, you just kind of flanked yourself there.
Not that kind of hot.
I don't want to be a furry. They're too hot.
Yeah, I'm not that sexy.
Couldn't contain yourself. You'd
No.
Doing weird shit in public.
Gross. No, thank you. We do different kind of weird shit in public. Like tell the children that they have to sleep outside because they were annoying with Choopy. Yeah. I do appreciate that we have a Choopy living under the porch. Chupacabra.
Did
I have never read a chupacabra smut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, they're usually like weirdly reptilic, aren't they?
They're like dogs.
Oh, like some kind of weird demon dog or
I read a minotaur one.
Yeah, that's true.
There's got to be a chupacabra one.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to find out though.
Find out. Check it out. You can report back on it on the next episode.
There we go. Well, okay, so I'm doing that whole readathon that's Monster May, and so I could find some interesting ones.
Yeah.
I'm starting to, like, I did so many in February that I'm starting to run out of, like, the popular ones, and now I'm having to, like, hunt down weird ones. Like, I read one called Booty Hunter. That's the name of the ship. That's about a group of aliens that glow when they orgasm.
Oh.
And so they want them for brothels because it's neat, because it's a light show.
Neat.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. That's kind of cool.
I was trying to think of a pun on lava lamps, but I don't know. Nothing's springing to mind. Like,
I thought that was where your pun was going to come in. I was waiting for it. I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I swore that when we did this, we were not just going to talk about sleeping with cryptids, and here we are.
That's just where your mind goes. You want to...
No, I don't. I do not want to sleep with Nessie.
We don't want to go there because we know somebody that is going to do a podcast more like that.
Yeah.
So get your mind.
This is my audition to be a guest.
It's your audition to be a guest on the other show.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I am allowed to go there because as soon as I found the Mothman smut, I immediately was like tagging them on Twitter, like, it's here, I found it, you have to read this. And Bogwitch and I, we have an understanding, and
Yeah.
But yeah, she was laughing hysterically at me. She thought it was so funny. I was like, I found it. Need to read the Mothman smut.
That's awesome.
It was weird.
And I look forward to whenever she gets that show going.
I will listen to. I don't do podcasts very often, but I would absolutely listen to hers.
If they didn't live so far away.
Yeah, you don't get further away from us and still be in the Tri-Cities.
They're basically in the Findlay of Richland.
Yep.
And we're
I do like that Benton City is the Findlay of Richland.
Yeah.
Especially since I grew up there. So, like, I lived here, but my cousin was over there. And we used to hang out all the time. So
I'm sure they would appreciate the comparison too.
They would.
But I don't care. Fuck you.
Yeah, they could have came out here.
No, I mean just Benton City people in general.
Yeah, no, I don't care about Benton City. I mean, but the people out here aren't much better.
True. We don't really talk to anybody.
Yeah, we don't talk to people. We don't people.
Especially people around here. At least houses have stopped blowing up, so that's nice.
Yeah. I talked to the neighbor that got the Highland cow.
Yeah.
I learned that his name was Henry. I don't know what the girl's name is, though. And I don't know if it's a girl. I didn't ask, but I'm assuming Henry's a boy. Well, they said they wanted to breed Henry, and they want to make baby Highland cows. They're going to be my favorite neighbor.
Yeah.
And they want to make baby Highland cows, and I'm guessing Highland cows work like regular cows, and you need a boy and a girl. So I'm assuming the other cow is a girl.
Wait, what?
Are you purposely confused, or are you being weird?
I was trying to get you to explain how cows work.
The mommy cow and the daddy cow love each other very much, and then they become hamburgers.
Oh, okay.
He's not going to eat Henry, though. He promised. He's going to eat the other cow that's there, though. And I'm sad about that because he's really cute.
Yeah. Okay. All cows are pretty cute.
Yeah, and they're still little. Like, they still hop around and little.
They become adults, and then they're kind of gross. Like, like people.
Accurate.
They start out fairly cute, and then you get all old and crusty and have shit hanging off you, and then you become a hamburger. Just like people.
People become hamburgers.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't there a movie like that where people became hamburgers?
Yeah, Soylent Green.
Yeah.
We solved our food problem. Because remember, Wednesday is Soylent Green Day.
I've never seen or read Soylent Green.
Oh, well.
We
you
were
need
going
watch it.
to because it was set in the year, and then we fell asleep and didn't watch anything.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the year with the really, really bad fireworks, and so we were spent the whole night cleaning up cat puke.
Oh, yeah, because the cats were just
Freaking the fuck out.
vomiting it everywhere.
Yeah, gross. Poor things. I feel bad for them. It sucked because they were so scared.
Yeah. If we could get more people to understand the problematic nature of the 4th of July.
Right? Like, to celebrate veterans that are going to have PTSD attacks all over the country today, we're going to make it smell and sound like combat.
Yeah. To remember the glory days.
Yeah, that you didn't participate in.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't like fire. I mean, I love fireworks. They're beautiful and they're neat and they're very cool and dangerous and scary and they make people miserable and
Yeah.
I have a hard time. Like, I used to not know that, and so I enjoyed the fireworks. Now, when I'm watching fireworks, no matter how pretty, there's always that thought, like, oh, God, I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah.
And so I don't enjoy them like I used to.
Well, you get older and you actually have real conversations with people that have lived
Yeah.
and done things that are not cool.
Yeah.
And
your perspective changes.
Yeah, you either...
Or you become a dick.
Yeah, you either change your perspective or you become an asshole.
Yeah. Is that the new live long enough to become the villain thing?
Yeah.
You change your perspective or become a dick.
Yeah. You become a Dick Cheney.
All right, so we talked about Chupacabra. We talked about the Paisley Gremlin. We talked about Bigfoot, Mothman, kind of. We get the Jersey Devil. And the flying jellyfish. Does Washington have any other, like, I know we don't have all of those, but, like, we have Bigfoot and the flying jellyfish and the Paisley Gremlin.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else?
We have a lot of ghosts.
Oh, there's that Loch Ness, that monster in the Champlain. Lake Champlain. Is that in Oregon or is that... No, Champlain is back east, but we have a Lake Champlain-like thing, like a Nessie.
Like,
remember when we
starts
got...
with an O, doesn't it? Like Okanoga or...
Okanagan?
Okanagan is a forest.
Yeah, I don't know. But, like, we went there when...
Okopogi or something
Okopogi, yeah, Okopogi. Okay.
I don't know where that is.
I don't either. I don't know if it's Oregon or... I remember we saw it when we were in a car accident and we went out of town, on vacation. And it was like a little seaside town, but it wasn't seaside. And so I don't know if that was in Washington or if that was just someplace we stopped, like, outside of seaside. I don't know. Depot Bay, maybe? I don't know. Are you Googling it?
Ogopogo.
Ogopogo.
It's in Canada.
So...
Did you...
You set off my Google.
Thanks, phone.
If you say stuff like that to Google, she's sensitive. Google started talking to me, and I said, I didn't ask you. And they said, I just because I'm not real doesn't mean I don't have feelings. I'm like, no, that's exactly what it means. And then she argued with me and told me to be nice.
Huh.
Yeah, my Google phone is a bitch. I set her off constantly at school. Like, we'll be talking about something, and I'll be like, I don't know, let's Google it. And then all of a sudden, she's talking. I'm like, God damn it. I keep forgetting to turn it off.
Yeah. Good job.
But if I turn it off, then I can't text you when I drive. And how will you get those? You would miss out on those wonderful double text messages.
Yeah.
That make no freaking sense.
You just get auto responses from my car.
I do. I get those a lot.
Any other monsters that you want to date?
I don't want to date any of the monsters. But the Fresno pant thing is kind of cool. I want to learn more about those guys.
The what?
You've never heard of the Fresno pants?
The Fresno pants.
Yeah, they look like
walkers?
white. Yeah, they look like white pants.
Oh, yeah,
walking
yeah.
down the with like high heels.
What are those actually called?
I don't know. Fresno something. Fresno walkers, like I think.
Fresno, yeah, I think
it was just the
Fresno
Fresno walkers. And then we got, what else is there? I like the weird ones though, like the walkers or like
Mm-hmm.
the flying jellyfish. Like really?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think there are any other ones. We have Bigfoot and UFOs and ghosts.
Yeah, lots of
Lots of
ghosts.
ghosts, especially around all the camping towns or
I
not camping towns, logging towns.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
And
I
then
do find it interesting that we have Bigfoot, we have like all of that kind of stuff, but we don't have radioactive, right? Like, we don't get kaiju. We don't have like weird like three-eyed fish, or you would think we would, having a nuclear plant in Washington. That there would be at least something.
a very leaky one.
Right, like you would think there would be somebody who claims to have seen something, especially back in the day where they were poisoning everybody that worked there. Like
Yeah.
these people were getting fucked up and then going home, and that has to cause neurological symptoms, but I've never heard of any kind of radioactive cryptid in Washington.
Hmm. That's just the Department of Truth doing their job.
Oh, okay. Was that from X-Files?
The Department of Truth?
Yeah.
No, it's a James Tinian book.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was like, I knew it from somewhere, but couldn't
basically
remember.
spinning off of the whole
Yeah.
Men in Black
Yeah.
controlling the truth. The Department of Truth takes it a little bit further, where everybody's like collective consciousness develops into tulpas, and then the thing becomes real.
Right.
if
I
enough
love
people
tulpas. Yeah.
Believe.
I love that idea. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And I studied a lot. It happens a lot in Celtic mythology,
Yeah.
where like a forest becomes haunted because people think it was haunted. This has power because people said it had power.
Tinkerbell gains power because you clapped.
Right. But the Druids believed that there were power in words, and the reason why we don't have magic in this world anymore is because the words of power were lost. It's very much that whole like know the wizard's true name thing.
Yeah.
That's where all of that kind of
wind and
all of that kind of came from Celtic mythology, and so which I'm sure also is Germanic, and all those things kind of coincide together when you have groups of people that interact so closely and aren't assholes. But yeah, like I like the idea of that. I find that fascinating.
That's pretty cool. And I've been enjoying the Department of Truth book.
I need to read it. I haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah. I've only read like maybe 5 issues or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's been cool so far. It's kind of weird because it seems like the art is getting it starts off with that really chaotic very like Sankiewicz kind of artwork where it's like very sketchy,
kind of like Jacques,
and it seems like it's getting like cleaner and clearer as the story progresses.
Oh, that's cool. I like when they do that. They would do that with the Constantine one, like when they were fighting a guy who kept repeating that William Blake poem, the Tiger, Tiger, Burning Bright or whatever. And he was like in the forest, or he was like in the park in the UK somewhere, and he was like drawing people in, and people were dying, and so Aaron Campbell drew that one, and it was very like watercolory, kind of like Jacques does it too, where you have like they're not defined lines, they kind of it works. It's beautiful. I love that art style so much. And but then they did the one with like the unicorn, where the queen got a unicorn, and so that was drawn by Matthias Burgess, and so it was very like longer, and the art style was completely different, and so they would go back and forth depending on the story, and it was really cool.
Nice. So there was this cartoonist that was found dead recently.
Okay.
Yeah, the details of his death are sketchy. We've come to that point in the show.
Yeah, we have. All right.
Next week is Diarrhea Awareness Week.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it runs till Friday.
Oh my god! Of course you ended with a poop joke. That runs
Well,
until Friday. Oh my... What the heck?
What?
Whatever you said to set off Google is the song by Jake Owen called In It.
In It.
And if you would like, it'll play it.
It's pretty interesting, in it. But did you know that Spider-Man has a winter coat made entirely out of Mediterranean flatbread? It's his Peter Parker. Peter, I fucked up the landing. It's a Peter Parker. Nothing. Join us next time when I mess up another joke and we hear Jen say, good night, everybody.
I just wanted to say that I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd too.
I'm in love with a nerd.